Kelvin Gradick here from KG.codes, and today I want to show you guys how to get an SSL cert for completely free. It lasts about 30 days. You can add it to any website. You have to have a little technical know-how and be able to use the command line or the terminal on Mac, but it's completely free. I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. Alright, let's get to it. So I got some little notes here, my instructions. I'm gonna put these notes in the description of the video so that you'll be able to see it. But the first thing you want to do is go to SSLforfree.com. That's who's gonna be giving us the free SSL certificate. So you go there. It's pretty simple how they have this set up, but you put in the URL you want. So I have this URL that I need to put in called linkify.bio. It's one of my projects, side projects. And when you put in just put it in without the subdomain on it, it'll automatically give you the www subdomain too, so it'll make the certificate work for both. If a person does not type in www or if they do, you'll have a certificate for both. So then you hit create free SSL certificate. So there's three methods they let you use. Automatic FTP verification. If you have like an FTP to your server, if you're adding this certificate to your own server, or if you have GoDaddy and you have FTP access, I think anything you have FTP access to where you need to verify the domain. If you're able to jump on, if you're able to put some files on that domain via FTP, you can use this automatic FTP verification. I've never been able to get it to work. I don't know why. I mean, maybe you can reach out to the website, figure out why. So I always do the manual verification where you have to manually create the files and upload them to the server. I don't know how that worked. It doesn't work, but this would be very easy if it worked, but I never get it to work. So I'm gonna go through the manual verification. So what they want you to do here is you hit manually verify domain. What they want you to do is download these two files, and they want you to prove that you own this domain. So you need to be able to upload these files to somewhere on your domain, to where they tell you to put it on the domain. So I'm just going to download these two files. 1, 2. I'm just going to move them to my desktop just to make things easier for me. I'm going to open up a Visual Studio Code instance. You can use any like notepad type of deal, whatever. What I do usually is I didn't mean to do that. But I want to open up the desktop. Here it is, where I put those files. Just make this a little bigger for y'all. So you see these two files I added are here. And if you see here, it wants you to put a file named this and well-known/Acme Challenge/this code. And they want the content to be what's in the file that I have open here. So what I usually do is you can go on your server however you normally do, whether it's GoDaddy or you FTPN, whatever you do. I actually remote into my server to make changes for this a lot of times. But you can do this any kind of way. You just need to be able to put some files on the server like a normal website. So for this website, I need to go to linkify.bio. So let's say you FTP'd and you were adding files to your website like normal. You're just adding HTML files or PHP files or whatever your files are. You want to go, they told me to go to a folder called, or make a folder called well known. So you need to make a folder called well known. I already have one because I've done this plenty of times. And then a folder called Acme Challenge under it. And then in there they want you to put folders called this and this, or they want you to have a website path called this and this. So what you can do is you can make folders called that, and that'll be a path on your website if you understand how they work. So what I'm gonna do is just rename the files I have here, but what you could do is create a brand new folders. You need to do 2 of them for each of these, and they need to be named what these are. And remember, all we're doing here is just verifying to them that we own these websites. So here, this is just an index.html file. So inside this folder, when you navigate to this in the browser, if you have an index file, if you understand how websites work, if you have an index.html file or PHP file, that's what will open by default is the index file. So you can create a new file called index.html. I already have it, but you can create a new file. You want to edit that file using some sort of notepad or something. This is acting funny. Yeah, here it is. And so you basically want to take those files you downloaded, you want to take what's the contents of them, what they said needs to be served from this link. Contents of the file, you want to put it inside this HTML. Let's see. So for the first one, it's this one that I need to take this contents and put it in here. Save that. For the other file, I want to do the same thing. For this one, I need to take the contents of this one, put it in here. And once you get those files uploaded on your server, you can just click on these to test it out to just make sure it works in a new tab. It's gonna say it's not secure because my certificate expired. So you have to kind of click through to get to it. And it's going like nuts trying to do it. Actually, okay, and it shows that there. It shows my certificate. It says I always trust it, but it expired. And then click on this one, and they're both there. So after you know these files are both there, then you want to do download SSL certificate. That's kind of doing the verification on their end, and it's going to give you some more files. So I'm going to close this, leave the server open because I'm going to use that later. Generating, and it generated. First thing I do, since these expires after, it says right here they expire after 90 days, which is really quick, but they're free, so you really can't complain. Is I put in my password and email, log in, so I get notified 1 week before it's about to expire. So you can make sure I let mine expire because I was just lazy, but you know, you can get notified so that you can go back and make sure you come back and get a free one here before it expires. So you get 3 files here. You can copy these out and make the file yourself, or you can click download all SSL certificate files like this, which I recommend. These files are in the zip folder. Open the zip folder. Open that up. And I'll pull all these to the desktop. You don't have to pull them to the desktop, just makes it easier for me. Pull them to the desktop, and then I want to open a terminal from the desktop. What we need to do now, we have our certificate files. What we want to do now is create a PXF file. That's if you use ISS. This tutorial is going to be using ISS because that's what I use, and that's pretty much what I've used in the industry. If you have a different need or a different type of file, then you'd have maybe just do a quick search on how to convert the certificate, private key, and CA bundle files into whatever file you need, whatever SSL cert file you need. But the .pfx file is what generally you would need and what I need for IIS, for like Windows Server certificate installations. So you just need to generate that file from these 3 files. So I use terminal in Mac. Windows, you can use the command prompt, but you would need to make sure you install openssl, the library or component openssl. Mac has it installed by default, but I think Windows, you probably have to go Google, figure out how to install openssl to run this script. So I have it saved here in my instructions on how to do it from my linkify.bio site, and I already have the names of these files already in my script so that I can just run it as long as I'm in the same folder, which I need to make sure I'm on desktop, and those files in there: CA bundle, CRT, certificate.crt, private.key. And you want to make linkify.bio pfx file based on private key, certificate, CRT, and CA underscore bundle CRT. Hit that. No password, so you can just hit enter, bam. It create it linkify.bio.pfx on the desktop. So I'm going to copy that, go into my server, which is over here, and I usually just paste it on the desktop over here, which this is the old one. Matter of fact, I'm just going to delete all of these so I'm just sure about which one I'm doing. Paste the new one here like that. So in IIS, if that's what you're using, open that up. I think it's 6. No, it's not 6. This one. Sites. I think you want to stay on main. Server certificates. You'll see that this one expired. Sorry, not this one. This one expired on 8/26, which was from the point of recording this video was a day ago or 2 days ago. So you can just go ahead and delete this since it's expired. And you want to import. You want to pick the file you just dragged to the desktop, PFX file. Go to web hosting. Allowed to be exported is fine. You didn't put in a password, so no passwords required. And there it is. It's added. It says it expires 11/26/2009. That's not right. Oh yeah, that is right. Sorry, that's 3 months from now. So yep, that's right. Very quick, but it's free. So that's right. And what you want to do, you'd have to go back and map whatever site it is to the certificate. So my site is linkify.bio. You want to edit your bindings, the secure bindings, and it's not selected. You select that one. Find the one in the list that you need to select, linkify.bio, close it. Usually restart this website for safety. Or not safety, but just to be sure. And I usually come back in here and make sure that it's binded, because like, yeah, it slips off for some reason. The first time you do it, it just slips off. Now it's on there, and I keep going in here until it sticks. I don't know why. I think it's a bug in IIS that it just like won't stick the first time. See, now it's sticky, and it saved it. So I'll restart it one more time. Now I should be good to go. So if I go to linkify.bio, now I should have a secure certificate. Yep, this certificate is valid. If you remember earlier, I went and it didn't say that. It says it expires Monday to November 25th, which is about 3 months from now, 90 days. So there you go. Got a free certificate for I don't know, maybe not that much work. So maybe like 30 minutes tops of work to do that certificate. After you kind of get used to it and you do it a couple of times, it becomes easier and easier. You can do it for a bunch of domains, and as long as you keep the email tracking where it alerts you, you can pretty much stay on top of it. I'd say if you're running like a big business, of course you just want to pay for these certificates so that you don't have to worry about them expiring so often. But if you're bootstrapping and you need free certificates and you don't want to pay $100 a year, which I think what GoDaddy charges, which is pretty high in my opinion, especially if you're running like 6 or 7 domains, you got to pay $600-700 a year for just certificates alone. It's not worth it. I'd rather just do this 4 times a year for free. Just keep track of it. So if you enjoyed this video, just let me know in the comments if you need any help, and if there's any other things you want to learn about, let me know. Please subscribe. Please let me know what your channels are and what you're doing, and hit the notification bell so you can know about my new videos and help me figure out what kind of new videos to do. Yeah, just keep coding and programming and software development or whatever you're into. Let me know what you're into in the comments. Let me know what you're into as far as development and stuff like that in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.